Episode 4, Crusader, the Exile of William Avery. 24. Escape. The blackness felt like it lasted forever, but an instant went by before the blackout was severed. William's head bled from the flat of Brock's axe. Everything seemed to be going too fast. He blinked as he stared through the glare of the sun, but his ears did not fail when Fenris yelled, "Run!" His instincts took over and all was chaos. His actions lay glazed in a thick haze embossed, lost in the flurry of Calvin and Knox. Will fought to escape Stone Mountain's moss. Malachi and Brock were on him in a moment, along with 3 other knights now his opponents. Disarming one, he slid under another. Grabbing at him, 2 others crashed into each other. William threw 6 strikes and left them in the dust. But the knights at the gate, would they have his trust? His instincts took over and all was chaos. His actions lay glazed in a thick haze embossed, lost in the flurry of Calvin and Knox. Will fought to escape Stone Mountain's moss. The person watching Stone Mountain's gate was Fortune Anderson, a young dame who was great. A friend to William and Fenris indeed, and she shuddered when she saw the head of William bleed.
"Fortune, let me out!"
"William, what's the matter?"
"Fenris was betrayed by Master Dodd's dagger. Open the gate. Please let me out."
"William, calm yourself and tell me what this is about."
"No time to explain. Please trust my eyes. You've known me for so long, yet know none of my lies. Fortune, I must get away. Then I will tell you the tale another day."
Fortune looked into his eyes, and her heart knew what to do. She flipped a switch which opened the gate, and William went safely through. 25. Lies. Many things happened in the next few days. Many things happened as deception was ablaze. Immediately following William's escape, Fortune wounded her arm with her own blade. She did it to give herself an alibi, for who knew who was telling lies? When she was discovered by the others, they took her and Fenris back to the medical bay at their church, and Fortune wondered at the lack of concern regarding Fenris's state. Unconscious, he stared at the sky. Dodd prayed for them on the way back, but who knew who was telling lies? Dodd did not blame Fortune for her injury, but after she was mended, he asked her to see that Fenris be taken to a warehouse that he owned, and except for nursing from Fortune, he was to be left alone. He'd be monitored remotely and cared for till he woke, then be incarcerated for crimes of which Dodd spoke. Dodd then told Fortune that Fenris was a spy, but who knew who was telling lies? In the warehouse, Fortune prayed and sang hymns, and would read to Fenris whenever she came in. She wanted so desperately to help him escape, but she did not know the diplomacy landscape. Should she trust Dodd or Fenris? They both seemed so wise, and who knew who was telling lies? 26. Questions. In the halls of Aletheia Church, Fortune spoke with her friends about how things with Master Fenris and William just seemed to have no end. "I'm telling you, it seems as if everything is stalled. Master Fenris is healing, and William most of all. I'm not even sure that anyone is looking. Did they put any knights on that mission?" Master Dodd approached, and her friends quieted in submission. "Fortune, would you come with me, please? Into my office post-haste?" Master Dodd put his hands on his hips and scrunched his hawk-like face. Fortune curtsied to Dodd, as dames of her order do, and followed Dodd into his office as tensions began to stew. Master Dodd closed the door and wasted no time in speaking. "I need you to cease talking about William, and Master Fenris is sleeping." Fortune glared at Master Dodd and through her teeth said, "Why?" It's inappropriate while we're still investigating the spy. Master Fenris has betrayed us all, and William likely has too.
So you continue to say, Master, but you give no answers that are new. What do you mean they have betrayed us, and why can't William be found? Don't we have tracking on all the knights' phones?
Fortune Anderson, stand down. William has abandoned his phone, and we've abandoned his trail. That is all I'm able to tell you. Fortune's glare did not fail. They stood for a moment, eye locked on eye. Then Dodd opened the door and bid her goodbye.
I am your humble servant, my lord. I will follow wherever you lead. But please, do not lead me somewhere where we cannot succeed.
Fortune quickly left his office, unsure of how to proceed, and wondering if Dodd should prove deceptive. Who then should she believe? 27. Cut off. Back upon the night when William fled, he stayed in the woods out of fear and dread. But he followed the highway, staying out of sight, for he was in no shape to continue a fight. Blood trickled down the back of his neck, and if he had no instincts, he would have been a wreck. He used his phone to find his way back to Atlanta as he stumbled and prayed. Then, through the throbbing of his head, he remembered his phone was tracked. He quickly went to turn it off, but a reboot began to enact. Once it completed, he tried an app, but an error message replied that he no longer had any cellular service. Not a single app even tried to load up as it normally would, until he tried the one that worked no matter what service he had, and he thanked Father, Ghost, and Son. His Bible app still worked, though the knights had cut him off. He read a quick psalm, prayed, and continued his long walk. The sky above began to rumble, and he wheeled his path into the trees to create a shelter for the night and gain a touch more peace. 28. Enemy number 1. After weeks of William's absence and Fenris's comatose state, Master Dodd called the knights together for a briefing on things as of late. The auditorium was packed with knights, dames, and folks from church, and Malachi Dodd's eyes scanned the room, and as he spoke, continued their search. Thank you all for coming here. I'm afraid I have terrible news. William Avery and Quentin Fenris, your trust, have both abused. I now have confirmation both were involved in a plot, not only to bring down Aletheia, but our greater community abroad. They are both part of a terrorist group known simply as the Plague. I know this comes as a shock, but your patience I must beg. His keen eyes scanned the room again as he paused to take a drink. Many knights were extremely confused, and some were beginning to think that Malachi Dodd might not be honest, but their numbers were few. The knights were beginning to come unknit, and there was nothing they could do. William Avery is still missing. He is enemy number 1. In the coming weeks we must brace ourselves, for subversive attacks have already begun. We do not know who else may be involved in this wretched endeavor. But listen to your superiors, knights, and your loyalty will not be severed. This much I can promise you, and the other masters. We must stand our ground together, for evil is coming faster. Fortune took all of this in and began herself to plan, but she required more information and possibly more men. 29. The Castell. Fire burned in William's heart as blood ran down his head. He wanted to fight, but all he could do was run and hide instead. He hiked to Atlanta, and once he arrived near Turner Field, he saw an old abandoned church building, and though it was against the law, he saw no alternative to shelter, and squatted there inside. But no bandage or salve, medicine or tonic could ever heal his pride. The Knights cut him off completely, from money and his phone. Daily he walked through Atlanta, completely and totally alone. Though there were thousands on those crowded streets with him, he could not reveal his secrets or the tales he held within. He read his Bible on his phone, the only app that worked, and he physically trained to better himself, for he knew that danger lurked. Since he had no money on him, creative he had to become. Ketchup packets and crackers were his meal at the setting of the sun. This went on for months, and William lost track of time. His hair grew long, and he pondered Master Dodd's terrible crime. He vowed to save his master Fenris and return the Knights to honor. He would rise from the ashes a great Crusader, all for his heavenly Father. 30. Obedience. This poem is from the point of view of Brock Townsend. O'Sally's was our usual haunt. Me and Tyson Holmes. We sat at our usual booth in the corner alone. We ordered our usual drinks and our usual food. But after the bombshell our master dropped, it didn't feel as good.
William was always aggressive, but I really wonder why. He'd just go out and betray us, you know? And Master Fenris is a spy?
I chewed my buffalo wing slowly, imagining it in my mind. But nothing my imagination could cook up could make evil a man that kind. William always bothered me. I knew that something was up. But Fenris was always kind to me. You're right, it doesn't add up. Well, what are we gonna do? Who else do you think is involved? Before I sassed him for stupid questions, in walked Master Dodd. I've never seen Master Dodd here. Yeah, he's not really one to drink. You think he's in on it? Slow your idiot think. I'm gonna see what he's up to. You stay and slow your roll. I stood up quietly, and over to Master Dodd did stroll. As I approached him from behind, the thoughts in his head seemed to tightly wind. He fidgeted much, and stared at the door. Master Dodd! I clapped his back with a roar. He turned on me with his eagle eyes, and looked at me as if I was a spy. I'm sorry, just what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
Tyson and I got a beer. Listen, we're concerned. How deep did William go? And just how sordid is Fenris also? Master Dodd sighed and seemed somewhat annoyed, but bid me to sit with a chuckle of joy.
I'm so sorry, Brock. It's been too long since we've had training one-on-one. I'm under much pressure, and tonight I'm meeting men to give the answer you were just seeking. There's little that I can speak of right yet, but if you are obedient, I promise that, as soon as I have the information, you'll know. You're good to me, Master. My obedience I'll show. You have never steered me wrong thus far, it's true. You have all the obedience to which you are due. Just then through the door walked two shady men, one with long black hair and a cane. The other with short blonde hair and a suit. I didn't trust them, but Dodd told me to. With another gesture, he bid me to go. I retrieved Tyson and did so. If my master had plans, I would comply. Master was truthful. In him was no lie. 31. Mr. H makes a move. Fortune began to grow restless as the months went by. Fenris was growing weaker. She thought he might even die. It was time to take some measures, though drastic they might be. It was time to choose a side and save her Christian family. One day while out on her own, she dialed an old friend. He answered with a computerized voice that came from the other end. "Hello?" came a voice steely and cold. "This is Shield Maiden, Mr. H, and I have a tale to behold. The Knights of Adonai have split nearly in two. No one knows why, and I don't know what to do."
"Start from the beginning," said the robotic voice.
"Mr. H, you have to believe me, I had no other choice. Master Dodd betrayed Fenris and imprisoned him. Please, Mr. H, help me. This is all looking so grim. One of his students is being hunted down too. Please help me, Mr. H. I don't know what to do.
One of my agents, H spoke, said Andy's carnival is a distraction, and it seems that floating objects can be seen around Stone Mountain. If the Knights of Adonai are involved, we are going to need some help. Who is this student they're hunting? What hand will he be dealt?
I don't know what's to happen to him, but William is his name. He's the strongest and best the Knights have to offer, and he's above their shame. I've been friends with him since childhood, and if you help him, I've no doubt that he will aid courage and root this evil out.
It is all decided then. William will lead the way. I will send agents to rescue him, but do not forget to pray. Courage is strong, but perhaps not for long. We cannot afford to wait. We must destroy this evil before it is too late.